I was listening to you, Dr. Cofield, and I've heard the scripture in my spirit that said, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" And I was saying, can anything good come out of Enfield? Yes. So much history, so much legacy, and you were such a trailblazer. That was just so beautiful. I learned so much. And I just learned how many jailbirds come to this church. So I would like to ask Ms. Barbara Simmons and Mrs. Mildred Sexton.
Did you all get anything out of her when she began to Did anything come to your mind? Students? Yeah. Oh, yes. Back in her classroom, I remember her walking the same way. You know, they had a thing they were saying to talk from. She never stood. She was always out of the I probably was sitting over there with Joyce Wade talking, and you would come by and tap with me or whatever. Thank God for this day. Yeah. I give him the honor and what's going on. So sorry I missed yesterday, but you know you can't make them all. Now I sat back there. I'm not a person to write out anything I'm going to say. Oh, that's why you said I remember talk a little bit too much sometimes. I'll just come and whatever comes to my mind, it comes out. But today I sat there and started taking a little note. I want to tell something about the 9 o'clock whistle. I want to add to them, I didn't hear anybody say that I'm the farm girl coming to you now. We had a 12 o'clock whistle. Yeah. And I guess it was coming from Enfield, but it was heard all over. You stopped at 12 o'clock, go home. Mama left the field a little earlier. By the time we got to the house, she had did something ready to eat. 1 o'clock, we were back, well, they were back in the field. I'll be honest. I was a little one. They kind of gave me a little bit, but I know the story of it. Now, in my mind, back in those days, I'm going to tell you all something. I just always said, I don't want to be a farmer. I don't want to be a farmer. My dad would come in, say $7.50 for groceries for 1 week, or it would be $15 for 2 weeks. But we made it. We ate because they raised chicken and hogs and all of that. So we were okay. The end of the year, he comes in and tell you, we could hear him tell him, Mom, well, he said we went in the hole. That was no word. Didn't make it. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we know. But he's going to let us have $200 to carry us over the holiday. Well, that was, I'm thinking now that I know better, that was to hold him for the next year. Hold him for the next year. It was only 3 of us, 2 brothers and myself. One brother got married and decided he would move down Pine Top way. So that was taken from Dad. The other one year told her, Dad, I just can't take it anymore. So he went to D.C. with his uncle, with his father's brother. We couldn't farm anymore. Laura, where were we the next place? Up on Cemetery Hill. Got a little house up there, a little 3-room house, I believe, up on Cemetery Hill. But that was the joy of my life. We are off the farm. I don't have to walk 5 miles to school anymore. I don't have to walk 2 miles up there. Pratt Pittman store to catch the bus to go to the high school. I just thought we had it made. And we came to Enfield every once in a blue moon. Like I say, that 9 o'clock whistle, we were leaving, we would go over to Little White Kitchen until time for that bus to come and take us back. So we had that trailway bus that we paid 25 cents to come to town, stand out there, flag it down, and then you meet her back at the bus stop to go back 25 cents. Those were the days. But they were good days, I thought. You know, I kind of like that. We could come to Enfield and all. We got that ticket for Wednesday, as Minister Whitaker said, was a Thursday night that we could go to the fair free. One of those nights was free for us. Oh, I thought that was a joy. I worked hard that week. I went out there and tried to help them so Dad would give me 25, 30 cents. We would have a little something, you know, but coming to Enfield, I'm like, okay, we got it made now. Maybe about 61 or something, 1961 we were here. And then everything started rising up. When I knew anything, we were out there on that picket line. Started one time right here on 301. What's the name of that restaurant? Somebody help me. Plantation Restaurant. Only black people that you knew anything about, they were in the kitchen, back in the back. We stayed out there and we marched. Just kind of summarizing up, as Dr. Cofield said, the theater. I would never forget this. We were all out there one night, marching and carrying on, and the father came out and said that before we blacks would come to the bottom, he would close it down. Dr. Cofield, your husband said, well, you may as well start locking the door. You may as well start locking the doors, so we gonna close it down. And it was closed down. Now I heard you say something about roads 5 and 10. We could go in there and buy something. Well, you could not set it there down the counter. We had to get it a soda or something and bring it out. Same thing with the drugstores. I just when I think back about it, and I'm like you, all this vintage songs and all today just cheer me up, brought back memories. But I want you to know, not 1 year with you, Dr. Cofield, has made a change in my life. I may not help you without my English teacher. So busybody probably didn't get all those verbs and adverbs and all that because she was so busy doing something else. But it made a difference in my life. With you, I had the opportunity to go to Bricks for 2 weeks for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I was one of those ones to go to D.C. to Dr. Martin Luther King, March on Washington, and all of that. You, and Lily, and just all of it. We ended up coming out of that 3-bedroom house through your uncle. Let Mama have a house on Cofield Street. I think she said it was less than $2,500 or something, she said. Yeah, you let her have that house, and I don't know how she paid it, but she paid it. Bless her soul. When she passed, the house was paid for and everything, so she worked it out. But just so many things I could go back to that I could just sit back there thinking about. But they all been said, and time is moving on, so we won't hold on. But I want you to know that you really made a difference in my life. You made a difference, and still I make a difference. Well, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but we talked over the phone, and I heard over there talking about she could touch her toes and all that. She ended up getting me. Did you ever sign up? She ended up getting me. They were doing the exercise online, and I was up there. She said, "Just do what you can do, Bob." And look, I mean, she was up there just going. I said, "Oh, my legs hurt me down." She said, "Well, I remember one time she told me they can't see down to the bottom. Just kind of work it all day." The lady still over at 95, still working on them, still touching toes. God be the girl. Bless your heart. I tell you. bless your heart. But I do have to say this. Out of all that's been said today, and I'm sure this is basically Enfield people, surrounding country, whatever that's here, we've come from a long way.
Yes, we have.
But let me tell you all something that I believe. Now, if I'm wrong, God correct me and show me a different way. You better keep praying, okay? Or if you're not praying, you better start praying. Because what we did in 63, what we thought we had taken care of, you're not here right now, baby. But it's coming back. Amen. We thought we had, what it say? We got it going on. Everything is okay. It's falling back every day. Open your eyes and look and see around Enfield. What it's moving back. Does anybody see what I see? So don't whatever you do, just keep a strong mind and have your own opinions about things. Don't let nobody buy you out. Don't take a hot dog and a soda and be bought out. We've been through that. Let's not go back to that again. We know better now, so we can do better. We have more knowledge and understanding now than we had back in 1963. So let's keep it going forward. That is what we need. I don't know, to keep right on talking. But it's just so much, and I see it every day, right here in this little town of Enfield. Amen. You're gonna get a home, and you're gonna rent it to me, rent to buy. I go out and get a loan to get everything settled down, and then you come up with a payment, a monthly payment that I can't afford. So I still lose the home. Now my credit is bad. I can't go back and get any more credit to get another home. Take it step by step, you all. And go to God in prayer before you make these final decisions. Because it's coming back. It's coming back. And Dr. Cofield has worked too hard, her and her team, for us younger ones, not that young, but you younger ones, to let it go back. Fight the fight the right way. I don't think it will ever be the way that it was in 1963. I don't think you will have to go through everything we went through. But I was one of those little ones that never did go to jail. That's when you said that, I still. God knows what to do with everybody. I just don't think I could have stood going to jail. Well, when Laura come home, and then my time to go on, or either Laura had gone up, just vice versa. But that jail, that spraying, I never get Joyce Wade. You said Jones back there got sprayed the same way, but Joyce Wade, if they burst her eardrum, she left us under that same condition, going to the doctor about it. It's just so much. And I don't want to be biased, I don't want to be selfish, but I would treat any individual the way that they treat me. But I'm just saying, when you see something's not going right, don't give in to it. Just don't give in to it. We don't have to anymore. There were times we didn't have a choice. But this young lady sitting here and others that work with her, they made that pathway for us. And we need to keep it going. I just love you. I really do. And I'm going to take these little notes and go back to my seat. So just give me a hug and know that I love you so much. Love you too. Love you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. They saved me for last because I could calm everything down. Not going on a steady move. But I am just so grateful and so thankful to be here this afternoon. And you cannot imagine what experience any of us had in here having a part in Dr. Willard's life. I remember, I have a speech here, I'm like you now, and I'll just go off the rail. But at any rate, I would like to say to Pastor Harmon and to the committee and to all the people here in the congregation today, you have seen a phenomenal act today take place. Yes. I doubt seriously, as Dr. Willard said, that you will ever see another Black History Month like the one that we experienced today. Now you notice it was calm, it was quiet, and they didn't go the whistle for me. But that's okay, because remember I said I'm the calmest in this whole group. But what I'd like to do quickly is to talk to you about Willard, because it took me the longest time when I finally met her again. She said, "Don't call me Ms. Johnson, don't call me Dr. Cofield, call me Willard." I said, "Oh Lord, how can I call her Willard?" So finally I got to the point that I could say Willard, but Cynthia made it come out much easier than I could. But Dr. Willard, I will say to you today, thank you for all that you've done for every single student that you've had. I wanted to talk to you in 4 phases, and they're quick phases. And the first one was from 1960 to 1964, because that's when I met Dr. Willard, along with other students that were hers at Enfield High School. She was our English teacher, and she was a phenomenal teacher at that. She wasn't someone that would come in and say, "Okay, let's conjugate a verb today," or "Let's write a paper and let me see what you've done." She would always have motivational and wonderful ways of delivering any information to us. And some of the things that we learned, we did not know that she was teaching us at the same time. Because during that time, she started what we call the Enfield Reflector, that was our newspaper. And she taught us how to write. She taught us journalism. She taught us how to be reporters. She taught us how to go through that school and find out all the exciting things that were going on, and come back and write it up and then publish our paper and pass it out to everybody. She even had our junior and senior year, she decided that we don't have, and I don't think we ever did have, a yearbook, a school yearbook. So we worked 2 years really, really hard trying to make sure we had a school yearbook. And we got the pictures, we did the layout, we did everything possible to make it happen. We went out to different places and we received money from businesses to make sure that our yearbook happened. And lo and behold, when we had everything together, we found out that we could not publish it because the administrators said, "No, you will not publish the yearbook." So we had to return all, I'm getting emotional now, we had to return all of that money back to the business people, and we did not get our yearbook. We didn't get it. Another groundbreaking thing that she did for us was that she started the National Honor Society. And fortunately, I was smart enough, I thought I was anyway, to become a part of it along with Cynthia and Dorothy, the bunch, and Joyce Mills. There was a bunch of us. And we became, I don't think we were the very first, maybe we were, I don't remember. But she started the organization and we were inducted, and she did creative things with us. For example, she took us outside of Enfield to show us that there was another world, not just this space that we were in at the time. She took us to her college, Hampton Institute, Hampton University now. She took us to Williamsburg. Then she brought us back and she did things with us like creating breakfast for us early in the morning before we started school, as part of a committee of us coming together and talking to each other and carrying the torch for the other students in the building. But those are some of the things that she did. She went beyond a call of duty. She just was not just an English teacher. She was a teacher that wanted to teach the whole child, and that's what she did. And there were so many things that happened during that time. I remember one personal thing was one day she called me to her desk and she said, I want you to become a candidate for Delta Sigma Theta's Jabberwock. And this is what you need to do. She told me what to do from the crown of my head to the sole of my head. And that was the first time that I ever worn a formal gown. And I participated in the Jabberwock competition, came in third. And of course that meant that I received a scholarship to go to college. And I used that money in North Carolina Central where I graduated. And he was up here anyway. So those are the kinds of things that she did for her students. She just didn't teach English. She taught us that there's a bigger world out there, and that's what I want you to become a part of. Some of the other things that she did, I can't go into all of them right now, but you get a taste of what kind of person she was as far as a teacher is concerned. I do remember during the Civil Rights Movement and when we were part of it, Barbara, I don't know why they let me follow her, but you know, when they brought the water hoses out, Jen, I'm gonna get you for that one. But when she should have been the end, but that's okay. When they brought the hoses out, we were all marching and everything was going on. And Cynthia talked about it as well. And my dad's barbershop was right there on Whitaker Street, Bobby's Barbershop. So the one thing I would have to say about the parents in Enfield, all of the children that participated in the movement, the parents supported them, even though they might not have been out there on the lines, but they allowed their children to be a part of it. That's what my mother and father did for all of us. She allowed us to be a part of that movement. But when that water hose came out, and everybody was running, and all I could see was my dad's barbershop. And I just dashed into it. And my dad said, if you run in here one more time. So that's why I didn't go to jail. I had to explain to you why I wasn't in jail with everybody else. I was in my dad's shop with him. But that 9 o'clock whistle, it went on for years and for years and years. And I remember if Dad was cutting hair and the shop still had people in it, he would say, okay, we're gonna close the blinds. And everybody that's in here, you stay in here until I cut your hair, we'll all go out together. So he continued his business, and sometimes he didn't get home until midnight, and we only saw him like on Sundays because he worked all the time. That's the kind of businessman he was, just like Dr. Willard's father and relatives were. They were hard-working men. But that was the thing that we did as far as the civil rights movement was concerned. And, Bud Albert, the fairground, Wednesday night, Black People's Night, we went out, I was picketing, and one of the police came up to me and he was cleaning his nails, and he said, are you James Bob's gal? I said, yes, I am. He said, you need to go home. And all of a sudden, the clouds opened. And it poured down rain, and everybody went home. So I took care of that. But these are some, I bet you everybody in here has a story of some type to tell. Yeah, you have a story. So let me move to phase 2 of her influence on my life. We reunited again in 2017, which was 53 years later. Now, I look a little younger than I actually am, but at this point, the phone rang and my husband looked at it. He's the guardian of the telephone. He said, you know Willa Cofield? And I said, oh, stop playing. And then I answered the phone, and yeah, there she was. So we talked a long time, and she had already started the documentary, and she invited some of us along with Cynthia and Marshall and Yvonne, and a number of us met in Roanoke Rapids in 2017. And we started planning and talking, and then all of a sudden, everybody that was there became a part of the documentary. So let me tell you, she was still teaching Enfield students even after she had left town long ago, because she came back to Enfield and put every student she remembered in the documentary. Didn't you? Yes, you did. And of course, it turned out beautifully. So if you've not seen it, please make sure you see the documentary, 9 o'clock whistle. Okay. The 9 o'clock whistle, that's the name of the...
You gave it the title.
Oh, I wasn't going to tell them that.
Oh.
In our meeting, in the meeting on October 2017, we were talking, and then we started meeting every Sunday afternoon at 6 o'clock via telephone. All of us, Cynthia, Marshall, Yvonne, Karen, myself, and all of us, whomever was involved. And of course, we had Bill to join us, and he was one of her friends, and he taught us what we needed to write and not write. And one of Willow's, she always opened the meeting by saying, is there anything anyone wants to share? How was your day? So we would tell all of these things. So one of the things on the agenda for one of the meetings was, what should we name the book? Not the book yet. What should we name the book? Yes. So she said, I'll give you a little time to think about it. So I thought about it, and when we came back to the next meeting, she said, are there any suggestions? And nobody said anything, so I said, well, 9 o'clock whistle. Simply because when you name a book or give anything a title, it has to sort of pique your curiosity. They said, what 9 o'clock whistle? That doesn't make sense. So they said, okay, we'll name it 9 o'clock whistle. So later she came back and said, okay, is it okay if we name the documentary the 9 o'clock whistle as well? And of course I said, of course, without a doubt. But the purpose of the meetings that we had was to write the book. And this is an advertisement at this moment. In October, the book will be shipped to anyone who pre-ordered. So make sure you pre-order the 9 o'clock whistle book. And the authors of that book, of course, Dr. Willer led the parade as far as that book is concerned, and Cynthia and I contributed as well. So we're the 3 co-authors of the book. So make sure you pre-order it or get it. And the other thing, so phase 3, now here phase 2, we met in 2017. Now it's phase 3 in our lives. And here we are today, 60 years later. And I'm still as young, and she's just as young as she was the day that we started all of the things that are happening now. But right now, we have to continue to build on what she's done. And I'm going to get on my soapbox right now. She talked about we should know our history. You have 2 wonderful history pieces to reference to. Almost finished, sir. And the 2 pieces are the book and the documentary. So make sure you somehow get those pieces into our schools, because our children need to know from whence they came. And as I started my speech, as I thought I was going to start, there was a statement I was going to use as the legacy. And of course, if I go back to Pericles, he says that what we leave behind is what is woven into the lives of others. So Dr. Willer has left behind lots of things. And guess what? She's not finished yet. So there's more to come. So we thank you, we love you, and thank everyone for coming out today. And thank you for coming.
Dr. Cofield and the invited guests, family, and of course our pastor and Reverend Grant and those who have participated or raised this marvelous affair. I would never have thought that I would be a part of such a historical occasion as this. And I can honestly say, I guess it's one of a kind. She said she hadn't seen anything like it before, and I haven't either. But I can identify with the speakers, and all about it had said anything, I could ditto it. And they stole my thunder. I was going to say something too, but I don't need to say anything anymore. But I just love to see some of the people I used to know, CC, and I haven't seen Mildred since high school. But here we are at this marvelous occasion, and I'm here to do a specific task. And in doing so, I'm going to come over here and take this lady's hand and bring her up to the podium with me. It's such a pleasure, you know. She taught me the 10th grade too, you know. Yesterday she did 10th grade English. I'll never forget it. Okay. Now while she is here, I would like for her students, first of all, that she taught, to stand with me. I won't ask you to tell your name, so she know you already, she see you. But now I would like for First Baptist Church members to stand also and share this occasion with me. Would your family like to stand too? Please do. Okay. Dr. Willa Cofield, it's amazing. I never thought I would be doing something like this with you. And you look so good.
Praise God.
In appreciation to Dr. Willa Cofield for a distinguished life of selfless and dedicated service to God and humanity. But as for you, be strong and do not give up. And all that right there, it appears to me you haven't given up yet. For your work will be rewarded. 2 Chronicles 15:7. First Baptist Church, Enfield, North Carolina, Reverend Alvin B. Harmon, pastor. Sunday, March 4, 2024. Congratulations, and thank you for all you have done. And I'm on tip to even go through it again. I will say this. I missed a lot of the things that happened in Enfield because I was in Durham at the time, and there were protests also there. Also, I was there at the time when the 4 students made and T said at Woolworths during that administration, because I was in Durham in college at the time, so I missed down here, but I was up there. So I wasn't absent from the struggle at all. Thank you very much.
This is the most handsome, beautiful plaque. Yes, I wanted people to see it. Yeah. I wanted people to see how lovely it is. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I just can't tell you how much this means. I started out by thanking you, but now I'm just overwhelmed. It's just, I couldn't have imagined it, you know. And thank all of you. I'm just so grateful to Enfield. And I'm so proud to be from this beautiful, beautiful place. I think it has the most beautiful people in the whole world right here. So thank you, Enfield. I love you.
I just want to not let Jenny just come up here. If you would please stand with me and give her a round of applause. She has worked so diligently. Everything you have done for this day, all the direction, the prayers, everything, hard work. You are more than a jailbird to me.
Thank you, Reverend Grant, and I hope Reverend Paul will give me 2 minutes. But most of the things that I wanted to say today, it has already been covered by everybody, from Dr. Cofield to Cynthia to Mildred to Barbara. You've all said quite a bit. I do want to say some things that I really did enjoy working with her. Y'all talking about people that stood together when we knew that the Klan was after us and after her. I remember one night my daddy said, "I'll be back in a minute," and he left out the house with his shotgun. And he was going up to Will and Reed's house, and she was telling me later that you know, your dad almost got killed. I'm walking down the driveway with his shotgun in his hand. We didn't know who he was. But finally he got there in the garage because they had had a cross burned in their yard. But to make a long story short, I'm so thankful for everything I've learned from you. And I do get emotional, very emotional, because my daughter, along with Tanya, were 2 of the 6 children that integrated schools in Enfield. We went through some problems with it, but we came out. We came out shining. And we made things better. It picked kids that they just don't understand what we went through then. My senior year in high school, little Fassy, I got pregnant, so here comes Pam. So during that time, you could not go back to the school that you were going to if you had a child. Couldn't even go back to the same church if you had a child and was not married. But that didn't stop me. Because once my child was born, I realized that later things that she would do to help us. And I often tell people, in boarding school educated me and Dr. Wilbur Cofield. I graduated from Phillips High School with my senior year only attending for 3 months. And I was so scared to go to Phillips because I'd always heard those kids were so smart. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because of her, I went there with an A average. I outscaled anybody that was in class with me. They would not let me be the valedictorian because I had not been there the whole year. I was only there for 3 months. But to God be the glory, when the rest of the class graduated after going there for 9 months, I graduated right along with them with going there for 3 months. So I owe it all to them. My life has not been perfect. I have not dotted my I's and crossed my T's. But along the way, I have had some ways made for me. And with her, I think Mildred mentioned that with her being our English teacher. I tell people today, if you're gonna do something, do it like it should be done. Don't be the person to know it all. Get someone else to check your reports. When I was working for the town, we did this. We checked each other's work to make sure. And one thing I can always tell people, I know I'm smart in English. I know that, beyond a doubt. She taught us literature, and I'm telling you, I had to go, she said, you read this story, you come back tomorrow, you better know it. And I'm telling you, you better know it, because she would call you, and she would catch you off guard. Okay? I would read that story and put that book under my pillow and go to bed and read about it, so that I knew that, because this lady, let me tell you, she was quiet, but she was a firecracker. She would say, if you don't make your grades, I'm posting marks on the poster board. And didn't nobody want their grades to be up on a poster board that people could come by and call you dumb. You didn't know what you were talking about. So I made sure I got my A's, thanks to you. I also want to say that when Reverend Harmon asked me if I would do the African American history program, I said, sure. You know, Reverend Harmon is Reverend Harmon. And he knows that I am Jenny. He does not give me anything that he knows that I can't handle. Anything he gives me, I'm going to do it. Because that's my pastor and I respect him. But like I said, I can surprise you, Reverend Harmon. I said, I'll do this, but I have the perfect speaker in mind. He said, okay. I said, but I need your help with it. He said, okay, what you need me to do? I said, I want Dr. Willa Cofield to be our keynote speaker for that day. I said, because she is Enfield. She is Black history in Enfield. She has brought us from a mighty long ways. He said, what you want me to do, Jenny? I said, Reverend Norman, I said, will you call her? Will you talk to her? I said, because I know her. I said, she would feel ecstatic to get a call from you. And he said, sure, give me a number. So the rest is history. He called her, we got it going, and we never looked back. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Even with the whistle blowing, I was like, Tony Silver, where are you? I said, if we're gonna have this the 9 o'clock whistle, we gotta have a whistle blown. JW, I got you. So I just want to thank the people that work with me. I know that I will probably miss some of them, but I'm going to call some of them. This child, I never cease to not call her. If I call her, she's always there. Delrisa, what you saying? Shaka, would you please stand? Okay, Tony Silver. And her husband David, they came in at the last meeting. So I'm going to end this because Reverend Harmon's not going to set me down. But I really appreciate all of you coming today. I really do. My son is tuning in from Africa. My daughter is tuning in from Africa to see all of this today. But please join us in the fellowship hall for a nice reception this afternoon, and you can meet Dr. Cofield, her family, and I'm going to meet her family because I've never met these granddaughters and the great-granddaughter. But please come over there. You can have pictures made with her, talk to her, eat jolly, and be merry, and I'm through to Thank you so much.